It was supposed to be just another Saturday night. Ordinary, simple, uneventful. I had planned a quiet dinner at home, hoping to unwind after a long, draining week. But that night didn't go as I had imagined. It changed everything. Ethan and I had been together for over 2 years. When I walked in, he was sitting on the couch, his eyes narrowing in a way that told me he already sensed something was off. Guilt washed over me instantly. He had always seen right through me, sensing my feelings without a word. There was no hiding anything from him. But what came next caught me completely off guard. Ethan had been the partner I'd always dreamed of. Caring, patient, supportive. Our relationship wasn't perfect, but I truly believed in US. That evening, however, his face betrayed emotions I rarely saw. Disbelief, hurt, disappointment, all tangled together. He didn't yell or cry. He just spoke softly, yet with a firm weight. I trusted you, and you broke that trust. Those words hit me like a ton of bricks. I knew no explanation could undo what I had done. He just looked at me, silently waiting, though I could tell he had already made his decision. We lived together in a small city apartment. Despite the occasional argument, I had convinced myself we were happy. I hadn't realized I was about to destroy that illusion entirely. It had started with a seemingly harmless lie. But instead of lashing out or storming away, he simply got up, turned, and walked to the bedroom. He closed the door quietly behind him. In that silence, I understood. He had already let go. That was the hardest part to accept. He didn't fight for us, didn't demand explanations, didn't even ask me to try to fix things. He just left me alone with the reality of my choices. I remained frozen on the couch, trying to process everything that had just happened. The stillness of the apartment was unbearable, a constant reminder of what I had lost. Hours passed as I waited, hoping he would come back, say something, anything. But he never did. The door stayed closed. By then, I realized it wasn't just a door between us. Ethan, the person, was gone. What we had shared was gone, too. I finally understood that losing him wasn't just about the mistake I made. It was about failing to fight for him when it mattered most. That night, I eventually drifted off on the couch, regret pressing down heavier than any blanket. A glass of wine dulled the edges of pain, but it couldn't erase the truth. I had broken something that could never be repaired. In a misguided attempt to escape my own thoughts, I decided to meet someone I hadn't seen in years. James, an old college friend. Back then, we had been close, but life and time had pulled us apart. When he reached out, I felt both nervous and excited. Catching up, reminiscing, slipping back into that old, familiar comfort seemed harmless enough. We chose a bar not far from my apartment. I told Ethan I was meeting a friend, keeping the details vague, thinking it would make things easier. The evening with James flowed effortlessly. We laughed, shared memories, and for a while, it felt like no time had passed at all. The connection between us was undeniable, and in the moment, it didn't feel wrong. Yet I knew it wasn't wise. We ended the night with a hug and a promise to stay in touch. That should have been the end, but it wasn't. When I returned home later than expected, Ethan was there. His voice was calm but icy. "I saw you." My heart sank. I tried to deflect, asking what he meant, but his next words cut straight through me. "At the bar with James." I froze. How did he know? Was he following me? Desperately, I mumbled that I didn't think he'd mind, though I knew I didn't believe it myself. Ethan stood there, his face drained of color. He wasn't angry. That would have been easier. His eyes held something heavier. Hurt. "I never thought you would do this," he whispered, his voice trembling. I wanted to explain, to apologize, but no words would come. The next morning, I woke to find him gone. His belongings were packed, and on the table lay a single note. "I can't do this anymore. I can't be with someone who doesn't respect me." That was the last I ever heard from him. What broke me most wasn't his leaving, but the silence that followed. Weeks blurred together as I replayed every lie, every mistake, every choice that had led me here. And finally, I understood heartbreak isn't always about betrayal. Often, it's about quietly accepting that something is broken beyond repair.